What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bricks and Toys. Today we are getting settled in on another chapter of the whole My Mom Returned Lego sets. We've done two parts of this. We're done really discovering. Today's video is going to be more in the channel of education. And I want to use a certain subject line of these sets for this education. And the education that I want to give today is my take on selling Lego sets that are used. Now, this is not a word for word, the way we do it type of thing. This is how I do it. And if you're looking to sell Lego, hopefully this video kind of can show you some things that maybe you knew, maybe you didn't, maybe it's obvious and that's why I do it. Whatever the case may be, I hope it can help. All the way over to my left and your right, or however this flip-flops around out of frame, is still a huge buffet of sets that I have to either decide if I want to sell or if I want to keep. In the other room, my wife is currently breaking down Rivendell to be sold. And right here in front of me is all the architecture sets. And with that being said, this is what we're focusing on to show you guys these pointers. And pointer number one has exactly to do with Rivendell. When you are deciding to sell sets, two factors come into play. Well, we'll condense it into one. Availability, which could lead to two, which is the set retired, or is it back ordered for a period of days? Or is it permanently out of stock, which would mean, well, go back to the first, retired. And then the other point to make about selling Lego sets that I just thought of today, that's equally as important as that question, is the time of the year more targeted for maybe selling gifts, such as right now, right before Christmas. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get these online and shipped out before Christmas, but maybe somebody got some Christmas money and they want what I have here, or maybe someone's close enough to buy these and actually, well, and it works out for them. Whatever the case may be, that's another good point. Now, going back to the availability aspect, when sets are retired, they have a market value. When sets are back ordered for a period of time, they have a market value as well. So they may not be retired, but they still may be valuable. Retired sets are always valuable, either worth equally what they were worth new, used, or more. But with the back order thing, as I keep going back and forth between these two, is with Rivendell right now, that set, brand new, is back ordered 60 days from Lego at the time of filming this. If you want a Rivendell set, I have a used one going live on eBay sometime soon. And the good thing about that is when a set's back ordered like that, now this is a loose idea that I have, so don't go firing away at the comment section going on and saying you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. But when that happens, well, guess what? Market value, even though it's not a retired set, kind of goes up. Because somebody may want that set, they can't get it new, and now your used listing is the next cheapest option. Because whoever has it new in box could be asking a lot of money for it. This happened to my mom with the Titanic. There's rumors swirling, and at that time I wasn't really good with the Lego economics and how things go in and go out. Long story short, Lego came out the Titanic fall of 2022. It's still being sold, even though some outlets said it wouldn't be. So we panic bought the Titanic under the back order pretenses instead of waiting for it, and we paid $150 to $200 above retail for a set that wasn't even retired yet. So these are things to keep in mind when selling your sets: is the market, the time of year, is it back ordered, is it retired, yada, yada, yada. These are the things to keep in mind. The next thing is we want to now categorize what we have. And when I say categorize, I'm not saying architecture, even though that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm saying we want to get an inventory of what we have. Then once we have our inventory, we're going to go over to the computer and we're going to now input that inventory and go through what these sets have sold for. So right now in the video, we're actually going to take a little bit of a pause on the video. I'm going to inventory all of these sets. I think there's 2 in here that I'm probably keeping, which is the San Francisco Bay and the Las Vegas skyline. I'm keeping the Vegas skyline because I want to remember Vegas for, you know, where I had my kids and stuff. But also, I really molested the Vegas skyline set. And that's another thing you guys want to keep in mind. Custom sets may not sell on eBay. I had luck doing it, but that's not for everybody. I'm thinking of points as we're going along here. So let's take a break from our filming right now and let's inventory these sets. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 10 to 12 sets. Shouldn't take too long. And I'm going to show you what that looks like on paper right now. 30 minutes of math later, I have a number. So another one of the things that I wanted to talk about when reselling your Lego sets before we get into this is the obvious condition. For some reason, because maybe I'm looking at what I have, I already know, but for you guys out there, it's important for you guys to know that about what you're selling. 3 things are very important when reselling Lego sets when it comes to condition. A, do you have all the pieces? B, do you have the instruction booklet? And 3, if you are the king of kings, do you have the box? And you could even say D, if you're insane, do you still have the original packages? Or you can go E, do you have all of those things, including a brand new sticker sheet ready to go? To which I've done. There's even an F, if you wanted to add it on there, which is, did you wash the set before reselling it? These are all things that I've done in the past, but the top 3, A, B, and C, is box, pieces, and books, or pieces, books, and box. All the other stuff, we can just add on slowly. So I made a list, checked it twice. These sets, I hopefully are nice and not naughty. I have 10 sets in total. Starting off at the top, I have a category called book and box. These guys right here. These 5 sets are the Dubai set, 21052 from 2020. I put an R for retired. Market value is about $65. Coming up second is the Louvre 21024 from 2015, also retired. Market value is about $60. Number 3 is Seattle Space Needle 21003 from 2009. Retired, obviously, about $34.99. Number 4, Big Ben 21013 2012. Retired, about $34.99. And lastly, in this category, number 5, Flatiron Building 21023 from 2015, also retired, with a market value about $60. I will show you guys how I come to these numbers in just a moment, but as you guys can see on my list, I have the name of the set, I have the year of the set, the model number, and if it's retired or not, and that market value. The way I came up with this market value is checking out, do they have the box and do they have the book? If they don't, then don't talk to me. Another thing is, with this market value, does this include shipping or not? Some places include it, some places do not. So if you're buying something on eBay and it looks like it's $10 cheaper, check the next box. I bet you they're going to charge you shipping. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The next set is just the book. I have 5 of those, 5 and 5. Singapore 21057 from 2022. Still being sold. Currently on a back order till December the 30th. I can sell it for about $40. Next in line, at number 7, Tokyo 21051 from 2020. That one is retired, and it's about $65. I will do more research on that one, but that's the number that I keep getting. I remember buying that set for my mom for Christmas last year, and I think I paid about 40 bucks for it. But I also had to fix it. Interesting things to think about. Number 8, Paris 21044, 2019. Back ordered for 60 days. Should be able to get about 25 bucks. So a couple of these are still being sold, but they're unobtainable. Coming down to number 9, the London Skyline 21034 from 2017. Temporarily out of stock. I can get about 23 bucks for it. Number 10, the final one, New York City 21028 from 2016. Another one still sold, but temporarily out of stock, $32.99. Now that TOS, temporarily out of stock, that's what got my mom and I with the Titanic. I thought temporarily out of stock may mean permanently out of stock. Two different things. I've watched the ecosystem and the economy of Lego. That's just what they do until they can catch up. We just had Insiders Weekend, so a lot of sets are currently not available online. It's also the holidays, so sets are not available online. I'm going to try to get these sets for sale before Christmas, like I said before, and capitalize on this. With all of these prices in mind, I can expect a gross value of roughly $440.90. But we have to keep in mind fees. eBay loves to screw you with fees. We can expect an average fee of 15%, and 15% of that $440.90 is roughly $67. Then there's shipping. I will include free shipping on all of these. It makes me a little bit cheaper than everyone else, thus I undercut, I sell faster, I get my house back, yada yada. Shipping is going to be about $7 per unit. Times that by 10, that's 70s. That's $70. You combine all those numbers, you are poised to make $440. Then you got the 67 plus the 70 coming out of that. You can make almost $300 and some change, about $303 total. That might knock out a little teeny credit card debt, but you know what? These are small sets. I'll take my wins. But then we have to factor in shipping supplies, and I don't have a to the nut and bolt number on this, but I am looking at about $1 per box and about 6 cents per baggie to bag up these sets. So if these sets take 3 baggies, that's 18 cents right there to bag the set. So now I'm at $1.18 plus $7 shipping plus 15% fee on these sets. It could make these cheaper ones that are only $22.99 go down to being in the teens really quick. And at that point, you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? With Lego, to me, it's always worth it because I want these to go to someone else that wants them and to love them and take care of them. So even if I end up losing a lot, at least I know that they go to someone that took the time to buy them off eBay. Now I want you guys to come in and take a look at my screen really quick on my computer. And this is where we're going to go over how I get my prices. And I'm just going to go over this really vaguely because I've done this before in the past. So let's check it out. Okay, so now we're here at my screen. And I have a set right here, a Big Ben, retired. This guy has the box. I put my Big Ben value of about $34.99. This guy's $34.95 plus $9 shipping. So I'm clearly going to undercut this guy. If you scroll in and out, you'll see a lot of these are new in box. This does not matter. Then we got ones with the instructions for $26 when you combine the shipping. Here's another one with the box for $24 plus $9. That's kind of like my inspiration. If you notice, all these numbers are green. These mean sold. How do we get that sold? By coming over here on the Show Only tab, clicking Completed Items and Sold. It's kind of down there, but if you click it, you can find it. Because it's not about what they're selling, it's about what they've sold. Here I got the 10. Let's go through them really quick. This is where I got my average, $70, and they want to do free shipping. Again, eBay does some of the work saying arrives by Christmas, which is really cool. Hopefully I can get mine to do that. So by charging mine $64.99, I'm undercutting the Time Machine dude and hopefully getting a sale. Next up, the Louvre. I put mine at $59.99, again, cutting the competition. This one does have shipping. So that is one thing to keep in mind. I might want to actually raise mine to $64.99 because of that. Next up, Space Needle. This one sold for $35 with $11 in shipping. And I put mine for $34.99. So I should recheck my numbers on that one as well. Here's a Big Ben. This is the one I just got done talking about, $34.99. I'm going to put mine at $34.99. I'm going to cut that shipping. Might want to raise my numbers up on that one a little bit as well. Coming down here to the Flatiron Building, I put mine for $60. Here's one for $65 with free shipping. I'm comfortable with my number. All these had books and boxes to what they look like in the picture. That's one thing that I'm trying to point out. Going on to this, the one with the books. Here's Singapore. What looks to be just the books. It says it's got a box. $42.99 with $12 shipping. You know, kick out the box. $40 makes sense on my number. You come down here at the Tokyo. This one has $10 of shipping. It's got the book. It's got the set. $67. I put mine at $64. Might want to reevaluate that just a hair for my own doing. I'm just trying to get through this video to try to teach you guys some things and not be 100% accurate with my own numbers, just to teach you guys. I put my Paris at $24.99. Here's one at $22 plus $13 shipping, but this one does not have a book. So maybe bump my numbers up on that one as well. Then coming down here, we have the London Skyline. Again, $15 plus $6 shipping. I put mine at $22.99. I'll keep mine there to compete with what this guy sold his for. And lastly, the New York City, $25 plus $10 shipping-ish, about $34. I put mine at $32. I'm comfortable with my number. And that's kind of how I get my numbers. So now we got our sets. We got them inventoried. We know their condition. We know what their current status is on the market. We have all of our information ready to go. We have our price estimates. What is next? Well, next is the next big decision. Do you put all these sets back together for the photo, or do you try to break them all down back into the original numbered bags and take photos of that and use a stock image instead? Well, I'm going to do option B. I don't want to sit here. I've already built these sets once. I'm not going to build them twice. I want these to move on. We're doing the same thing with Rivendell, which is a much more expensive set than these sets that are under $100 a piece. I'm going to break these back down into original bags, except for I'm going to use Ziplocs instead, number them, get them as close to the OG as possible. So whoever buys these is getting a very similar experience than what I got when I originally got these sets, to enjoy them. Well, for my mom to enjoy them, for me just to build them for you guys by doing that. So I'm going to be downloading stock images, breaking these sets down, and getting them listed. And, well, the next step of this video is to show you guys how I broke these sets down, put them into boxes, which is what I got right here, and also their final listings. So guys, I'm going to get to work on making all of that happen. I got 10 sets to break down. I got 10 sets to list. I got 10 stock photos to make. I got 10 photos of the actual condition to create. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to bed right after I click the hang up button on this. Might work on it a little bit. It will be a couple of days before I pick it up, but for you guys, it's the clip right here of what it looks like when all of that's done. So we are back and ready for the final update segment of this video. And to give you guys a scale on how much has changed from the last time I left you guys off, I'm not in a uniform no more. I'm in plain clothes, meaning it's been quite a few days, and today's my day off, where my wife and I finally put the final nails in getting this project done. And just for reference, if you guys follow my camera over here, here's Lord of the Rings Rivendell, 14 pounds later, all packed up, ready to go with a shipping label. It has already sold. So let's talk about this together really quick. Let me get my notebook out. When I left you guys off, I said that I was going to show you what it looks like to have everything packed up. Well, I'm going to do that right now with this series of clips. This is one of the architecture sets we were working on. We've actually got all the sets already ready for sale, and we're already selling them, as I said. As you can see, the architecture is broke down. This set did not have numbered bags, but you can see 1, 2, and 3 bags. I have lots of separators. I made sure to put all of my separators back. Sets like these guys, I just took a picture, listed them as is. Same thing with this guy. Here's Lord of the Rings Rivendell, which I said just sold. My wife, she excellently took this apart, did a great job. We got the books, we got all the bags. I think she did a marvelous job on this. Like I said, excellence on this part. Big reason why I think it's sold. And then I advertised it as packing it in a box where it looks like this. If this set was back ordered on Lego and you had to settle with a used copy for $350, would you buy it if it looked like that? That is the question. And that's pretty much how this whole operation works. You assess what you have, you assess on how much it's worth based on availability, and you go through everything that we discussed at the beginning of this video. Then you inventory all your sets, you make the decision on whether you're going to break them down, and if you do break them down, how can you still market them to where they're trustworthy, and all of that. Now, I want to talk about a little bit how I decided to list these sets. So, and the other side of selling things online is, are you trustworthy? That's like the biggest thing. And what I like to do is very unconventional, and a lot of people would probably say that I'm doing a bit too much, and you know what? You're entitled to that opinion. But I made sure that when I was selling these sets, mind you, I've sold over 700 items on eBay, well, 600 to 700 items in the last like 10, 12 years that I've had in eBay, so my feedback is already 100% like across the board. Fast shipping, communication, I check all the boxes with my eBay, so that's a huge, struggle out of the way when it comes to proving that you're trustworthy online. But to go a little bit step further, I like to write a, human response or a human description, not a calculated description, but something that somebody is to read and be like, oh, this is a person. For instance, I wrote for the majority of these sets, depending on the set, I had to kind of change it left, change it right, figure it out that way. But I wrote, I am a big Lego collector and YouTuber. I put my YouTube handle in there so they can refer to these sets as when we build them if they want to take the time to see them on my channel and see how I built them. That option's there. Recently, my mother and I separated houses and separated our collection. My mother decided to give back 37 sets, to which I decided to keep 14 of and sell the rest. My interest in space did not allow me to keep everything, sadly. I built these sets on my channel in 23 and 24. At the time, each was built with 100% of their pieces. I have managed to sort the sets back into numbered bags if that's what it had from Lego. Verifying that they are still complete, still I advertise the sets as 99% because mistakes do happen in processing this many sets. I have excellent feedback and shipping speed. I will do my part to get the sets to you in time for the holiday. I cannot guarantee USPS, but I can guarantee me getting it to them. If needed, I will provide a refund starting at $6 depending on the amount of pieces missing and refer you to Bricklink for purchasing pieces. Lastly, I wrote, please message me with any questions. These sets meant a lot to me and my mother, and it was very emotional breaking them down for sale. So making someone happy with these sets is very important to me. So you guys see how I come off as trustworthy as I possibly can be. I was personal. I was interested in their feelings. I did everything I possibly could do, and even going as far as if that Rivendell that's about to ship out tomorrow on Saturday is missing a piece, I'm willing to cover the first piece up to $6. And every piece after that, about 50 cents to $1, depending on the piece. I hope that if there is anything missing, they will send me a list and I will make a calculation. You may ask yourself, why am I starting off so high per piece? Because of shipping fees. Unfortunately, that is a thing. So I am estimating about $4 to $5 in shipping costs, because that's what I pay when I'm missing a piece, plus like 10, 20, 30 cents a piece after that. So that's what I'm willing to do. Now, in the terms of Rivendell, that's exactly how I sold Rivendell. I did sell Rivendell for $370, minus some change, $369.98 for being exact. And that was charging $19.99 for shipping and $349.99 for the set. So basically $350 plus $20 for shipping. Now, I did it like that because every one of these used Rivendales is going for $350. They are currently on back order, so I figured that would be probably the right starting point, plus the shipping. I intended to spend about $8 out of pocket to ship the set. I like to do free shipping, and I keep every set in mind that it's going to be between $5 and $8 to ship the set. Unfortunately, with a set like Rivendell being 14 pounds and a 14 by 20 by 6 box, I'm not going to do free shipping on that. I'm going to lose a lot of money. But in this case, because the back order on Lego, knowing the market, I ended up taking home about $292 for the set. I'm very happy with that. I think it's excellent. In terms of shipping, like I said, I spent $25, $24.17 to ship the set. So I'm still below the $800 I wanted just to chip in out of my own pocket to help get the set along. If you guys haven't found out by now, I am not a monetary person. That's why I lose in life. That's why I get taken advantage of in life. I don't see people for the money. I don't see things for the money. I'm trained to see things that are worth money and to have things worth money, but when it comes to certain things about life, I'm not a monetary person. And when it comes to Lego, this is my passion. This is my hobby. I need the money from these sets very bad, but more importantly, I see these sets as I want them to go to a good home. I shared these sets with you guys, and that meant a lot to me. So I think I'm doing pretty good. I ended up getting all of the sets processed. I ended up getting that first one sold already. When it came down to making boxes or packaging up the sets, like this is the Seattle Space Needle. I ended up making a custom sized box for this. It's all shipped, bubble wrapped, ready to go. I did things like that. I also have lots of these little boxes. This set in particular is the Flower Pot Promo. So that's really cool. I have dozens of boxes behind me all ready to go, priced out. And the last thing I want to talk about is the freaking money. So in total, my mom gave me about 37 sets returned. Now, this part that I'm going into is the recap of the first two videos of going through it, and then the sales to now, okay? So my mom gave me 37 sets in total. Out of those 37 sets, I decided to keep 14 sets, as I said in that description, for my eBay listing. In total, the gross value, because a lot of these sets are not fully retired, they're either back order, current on the market, yada yada. The current value of those sets was $3,000. I did take 14 of the most expensive sets, but from my math, the sets that I took only came out to about $1,800, and if I was to sell those sets online, I would have brought home probably $1,200. I am poised to make $1,000 even on eBay. So after fees, shipping, everything, if I was to sell everything that my mom gave me, I would have made about $2,000-ish. Like I said earlier, I'm not a monetary person. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this to either make a little bit of cash because I don't have space for it, or I'm doing this to keep up my collection. When I built the burrow back in September, I told you guys I would love to have Gringotts Bank and Diagon Alley, and we got those sets, and I'm very thankful to have those sets. Even though I could make an extra grand, I would rather not. I'd rather have those sets to join my burrow. It is what it is, guys. I need money, but it's not about it for me. Unfortunately, though, it may sound like I'm about the money because I'm hyper focused on making sure this stuff sells. I have nothing more to add to this video. I hope you guys drop comments down below giving your little tidbits of information or even asking questions about some of my thought process. I don't think like a normal person. I think in different patterns and rhythms, especially when it comes to doing like e-commerce and selling and stuff like that. And that's why I want to make this video for you guys, is to kind of show you how a different person does it with his screws loose, maybe. With that bombshell, I just want to say, you guys want to support this channel, there is 2 ways to do so. Right down below, there's a thank you button. When you guys hit that, you guys can leave a small donation. Donations help us get Lego sets just like this and keep them in the collection. Equally as important to monetarily supporting the channel, it's just hitting that subscribe button and following along. It's free for you. It helps YouTube see that people are subscribing to me, enjoying me. It helps me get out there more. I just would super appreciate that. In the terms of getting out there more, you guys can always share this video with your friends. Hit that thumbs up button, the like button. That would be awesome. Up next on the channel, we are going to be finally hitting our last set that we should have done all these months ago from August, but we didn't get it in August. We got hit with a back order, but it's here. It's finally going to get built. The Jaws diorama. So I hope you guys are excited to see me take on Jaws just like they did in the movie. We're just going to go over and enjoy it together. So we'll see you on that one. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good one.